What's up, fam? I'm Jazz, and this is Blackxecutive, a networking podcast for Black creative pros by Black creative pros, sharing inspirational stories, actionable advice, and giving away the game to succeed in your business and your career. Join the network where dreamers become doers and the aspiring become inspired. Listen and watch on blackxecutive.com. Let's get to it. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Blackxecutive Podcast. I'm your host, Jazz, and today we're talking to artist, painter, Nel P Arts. She's given back to the community with her work. She's created custom pieces for artists like Big K.R.I.T, and she's had chalk art of rapper Nipsey Hussle featured on the Shade Room after going viral for a tribute piece. Welcome to the show, Nel.
Hi, how y'all doing?
I'm so glad that you're able to spend some time talking to me. I see that you're working. You got a lot of stuff going. It's that time of the year where everybody's deep in their hustle. So happy to have you on the show. Been following your
Yeah.
journey as a painter for a while, and it's amazing to see your growth and your popularity as your business booms. And what's even more intriguing is the way that you artistically express, through your painting, through Black bodies and themes of love, intimacy, passion, and family. So I would love to kind of dive into some of that today. So can you talk a bit about your background and how you got into painting? Like what made you pick up a paintbrush?
Well, first and foremost, I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm 26 years old. I go by the name of Nel P Arts, but my name is Chanel. I got into painting basically let's see, it was just kind of like a thing that I had to do. At the time being, I didn't really have a steady income. I didn't have an income at all because I had got into some trouble and I needed some income. I had to figure out how to hustle. So I turned my hobby into a hustle and then my hustle into business. So I ended up painting. I've been painting since I was in high school, and I've just been painting ever since. Ever since. So I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's awesome. Okay, so you went from hobby to hustle and hustle to business. What was that transition like? Because at some point when it's a hobby, it's kind of like your thing. Then when you kind of make it a hustle, it starts to become like someone's paying you to do a service, and you had to like monetize that. What was that journey like for you?
Well, at first when it was a hobby, it was just being in school. I hardly had like art classes and stuff, and that's when it just was like just a real hobby. And I know people used to come to me now, and they used to tell me, "Oh, you remember when you told me you was gonna be an artist, you're gonna make a living out of this?" No, I don't remember that, but now that you're saying it, I'm glad it happened, But once I got out of high school and I really didn't have anywhere to turn, like to make money. Like he would ask me all the time, like, really, how did you use? Like, I'm honestly telling y'all, when I got into some trouble, my art has saved my life. Like, seriously, I remember doing my first piece, and I was in the my apartment, and I didn't have anything. Like, when I tell you, there was nothing in my apartment. I was dead broke. I was going through charges. I couldn't even keep a steady job. And this lady wanted me to paint a picture of her son, and he had just died from suicide. And she wanted me to paint a picture of him. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. I didn't even know I was getting paid for it, to be honest. And when I did the painting, she cried and she cried tears, and it just made me feel some type of way because it made me think like, oh, okay, I can actually do this. Like this painting for people actually means something to them, and I can actually make a living off of this. This can actually help me. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm gonna actually make this art a business, and started like that. So it was kind of like I have to do it, and it just in my lap where this is going to be a way for me to make money and meet new people and start something really different. So, yeah.
Wow, that's like a real powerful impact that you can see right there with your art. Sometimes, like as creatives, we create stuff and then we don't see the impact it has on like the final person who gets it,
Yeah.
And so that's amazing that you got to have that experience and be a part of that like memorialization process for her son,
Yeah.
because I'm sure
Yeah.
that was like so emotional for her.
Yes, it was. She cried. I was like, oh, you know, I get
Yeah.
the moment like,
Yeah.
so,
That's rough. So when you kind of got into it and you made this transition, were there any particular artists that you kind of followed or that you kind of like model yourself after or you kind of studied their methods or anything?
well, when I had first got into art, I started liking, I want to say his name correctly, Aaron Barnes. I
Mm,
hope I'm saying his name right. He is, I don't know if you ever seen a painting of Good Times in JJ's painting. That's actually
mhm,
his art.
mhm,
And I got fixated by his artwork because I love how he elongated black people and I love how he
mm,
studied black people and he made black people look. So I wanted to do the same thing with my paintings. I wanted to just show blackness. I wanted to show black
yeah,
love, like people, the buds, how we are, how we look, because we are some unique, beautiful creatures. So it
yes.
just it just made me like look at his work and it made me look at mine. And I was like, I want to do just like him and I want to make it my own. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's cool that you like you found someone and you kind of took what they did and then added your own style and kind of
Mhm.
influence on it and really made it your own and kind of, you know, spend a lot of time working on that craft. Is
Yeah.
there like um any particular medium that you prefer to paint in versus another or like one that you would like to one day use?
Well, right now the mediums that I love using are acrylic paint, chalk pastel, oil pastel, and I'm trying to think. I can't think of it because I just can't think of it. But those three mediums I love using because I just love that I can use my hands more so with them than
Mhm.
versus doing like just the regular pencil work or the regular drawing. I can actually just use my hands and add more color to them, and they're more vibrant when I
Mhm.
use them when I do my artwork. Um, what else? And objects too. I love using
Mhm.
objects because they really make my paintings come alive in more 3D too, and it gives everybody like this. Oh my gosh, you know, like they love them. So. I love doing those. Like it's objects and oil pastels and acrylic paints and chalk are my favorite out of all.
What are some of the objects that you've used? Like, have you used anything that's like really unconventional that you worked into your paintings?
Well, right now, I won't say it's a painting, but I'm learning how to make furniture, and I'm making this table, and I'm using like rocks, like those colorful rocks, and the pouring, and oh my God, this adhesive that makes it clear, and I'm actually cutting, and it's just different stuff that I'm using to create different items. And the fact that I'm actually creating furniture is really going to be a step forward for me for 2021 because I really want to show y'all what I can actually do and create because it's not just about
Mhm.
the paintings, people. It's more of an art thing. So, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I know that's gonna be dope, like working on the furniture and like taking stuff. And so like when are you going out and like thrifting and finding old things and then like making them new or you just like doing it based on like projects that other people are giving you? Cause I'm sure like there could be like a lot of recycle reuse going on in there, you know, repurposing stuff.
Yeah, I would go to Goodwill. Some of them are like reused, and I'll just tear them apart and redo something else. I've
Mm,
just been practicing. I really haven't just, just showed it out there because I really want to, just perfect the craft before I just show everybody what's going on.
mhm,
Some of them I do it from mainly from scratch because I'm
mm.
learning how to do that too. Get my power tools. Like I'm really handyman,
I feel
just
that.
trying to, just trying to think of different ways to use my creativity because this year I know I've just really tried to study more so on the art and on different ways of doing different techniques of expressing my creativity. So I
Mm-hmm.
no longer like, I want to continue painting. I love painting, but I also want to do like more other things like molding or making furniture or anything like that, or making candles, just anything to express the creativity, because I feel like it's more to art
Mm-hmm.
than just painting itself. So,
Yes, I totally feel that. I do a little bit of woodwork on the side for side projects, and it's just and people always think when people find out, they always think it's so weird because I'm just like, well, I'm just an all around creative. So if there's
mhm.
something that I want to create
Yeah,
and it doesn't exist, I'm like, I can build that. Or if it's something I want and I think it's too expensive at the store, I'm like, I can probably create that myself.
right, right, right,
Because it's
right.
like you
And
said.
people, yeah, and people don't realize that tapping into other creative things that you do, like other hobbies that you can do, can actually heighten what you're trying to do with the other thing. So if you're over here doing this, then you're gonna get this idea and get mind about something else that you're doing. So
Mhm.
it's just all about exercising your mind and just expanding different things, and just you just gotta do different stuff. Be versatile, So yeah.
That's true. That's true. I have a article on Medium. To listeners, I'll post it in show notes on under Jazz Will Write. But I talk about finding your creative center when you're off balance, and one of the things that I talk about is doing stuff totally different. Like if you are a painter, then write. If you are a writer, then sculpt. If you are a sculptor, then do
Right.
something totally different to take you out of your element and let that creativity kind of bubble up in
Flow
other
with you,
places
because
and
you're
flow.
just gonna
Yes.
automatically just, yeah, it's gonna help you gravitate to what you're trying to do with the other project that you got going on. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I feel that so much. Right now I'm big on meditating and I'm working on a fiction book. And so I
Mhm.
found that if I write directly after a meditation
Mhm.
session, I can write longer, and some of my
Right.
visualizations, things that come to me during meditation, I can write them out very descriptively in my book. So like just
Right.
like every time I think you pair unconventional, ways of expression and creativity and mindfulness, your brain does something. I don't know. I need a psychologist or neuroscience to explain what it's doing. But something is happening with your creative process when you do that.
Right. Right. Right.
All right. So that kind of segues perfectly into your inspiration. What do you go to get inspired? Like what are your sources when you have to pull
Oh,
something?
the people around me, the situations that go on. It's just the different things that I see out there in the world, and everything that goes on in the world is basically the inspiration that I get. Oh, well, yeah, that's it. Like they're mainly like, they mainly just, the people in the situations are mainly what gives me the inspiration. Rather,
Mm,
I know I paint a lot of exotic pictures, and it's just like I see a lot of people talk, crazy on the internet, or I see a lot of people, do crazy stuff out here, and it
mm,
gives me this inspiration of, okay, y'all think like this, so let me paint this since y'all think like that, and I'm
mhm,
gonna see how much y'all really, really think like this. Like
mhm,
I try to, yeah, I try to just push the boundaries, I guess, with
mhm,
people,
mhm,
and when I get those inspirations and or see different stuff, it just gives me the idea. Okay, well, if you're into this, well, let me push the boundaries of it and
mhm.
see how much you're into it or not, and I paint it or something like that. So,
Mm. I love that intentional, like I'm gonna make you think a little bit deeper. I'm gonna challenge you on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. Okay, so I think that works well because a lot of your pieces are so intimate, and I
Hmm.
almost feel like you're telling a story. So are there any pieces that you have that you're deeply emotionally attached to, or are you pulling from random experiences? Are you telling someone else's story?
Definitely experiences, stories, um, all the way around. Like, it's just different things that they come from. I know I really can't think of a painting because it's just, no. I take it back. I can. It's a red painting that I did. I did it all red in this. them having sex in the car. So it's just that thing there is kind of significant to me because it was like, okay, I'm kind of trying to tell this message to somebody out there, and I know they're going to get it because they know what I'm talking about.
Ah,
And, everybody else ain't going to know. But they understand. So, hey, I'm telling you, people, this is what I do. Like, people don't understand. Like, I kind of do sometimes use my art to talk to people.
yeah.
Like, some people, like when I'm doing them and I post them or they see them out there, I'm talking to someone, or I'm talking to you. So I kind of use that as well as a secret language, a love language of mine as well, is
Mm,
to, I'm like talking to. So yeah,
mm-hmm.
most definitely all of my experiences and other people experiences and things and fantasies that people want to do. And I try to, like I say, push that boundary and make you think, okay, can I do this, or do I want to do this, or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like I do a lot of that passive messaging in my writing as well
Mm-hmm.
to people.
Yes.
I've done it several times in life. In
No,
fact,
you talking.
like, send it up like, "Hey, can you take a look at this piece? I just want some feedback on it." Can
Oh.
you know I'm talking to you. You know I'm talking to you.
Yes, I'm guilty of that. I am very
Mhm.
guilty of that. So
Yeah,
yes,
hey,
yes.
that's the beauty of being an artist. We find several ways to express our emotions and how we feel.
Right.
You could take it or leave it. So,
Yeah. It comes in handy, I'm telling you.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, so I have a quote from you that says that being a painter is like being a historian or a scribe in a way. We contribute by documenting the world and the events that take place around us in hopes that it provides future context for the next generation. Can you speak more on your journey of documenting life as it exists now through your work?
Well, oof. Mm. The journey it is, it's different. It's emotional. It's crazy. It's a lot of things, and I am just like really happy to experience it. I'm happy to go through what I go through in order for me to express what's going on, and I'm so happy that I'm able to have the gift to create, so I can leave behind what's going on in the world, so I can at least
Mm,
just leave some type of clue of, oh, we were like this, or what we were going through, because a lot
mhm,
of younger generation, they grow up and they don't know anything. They don't know what our history lies behind us, and they get lost. So
yeah.
here we are as artists and writers and music producers
Mhm,
and music artists, and we're here to leave that behind, leave behind a legacy, leave behind different traits of us, so people can understand where we come from.
mhm.
Because if we don't tell it, then we're gonna have somebody else telling the whole goddamn lie.
That's
That ain't
factual.
true.
That's
That's not
factual.
true at all. And
Mhm,
here we are, we're able to tell the truth. So why not tell
mhm,
our truth? Why not be able to use what we can and tell our truth about it? You know, and that is the beauty and the gift of being creative, and the beauty of the gift of being able to express yourself. You get to show what's going on in the world. You get to actually, just have that experience to actually just leave that behind. So,
mhm.
yeah.
That is so beautiful, and I think, I was kind of like journaling the other day, and I was thinking through this stuff as like, why the why I write, why the motivation behind it, and I think a lot of creatives have this almost like a sense of, I want to say, legacy, leaving, or immortality that we kind of desire. Like through our creations, they will live
Mhm.
on when we're no longer here.
Right.
If I publish a book, there are authors, we're reading books from them from thousands of years ago. There are painters that we're talking about. There were pieces from thousands of years ago, and they live on forever until we forget
Right.
about them, versus when you don't create, when you if you don't work to build a legacy or anything, when you go, you're just gone. And I feel like there's
Right.
this almost this sense of immortality that we kind of wish for when we create things.
Right. You are definitely right. Because you just have this different thing. Like, oh, I want to just show this. Like, with me, it's like, I want to express this so I can leave this behind so people can see what's going on. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's a different play with me. I don't know. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, so I know that like when you're working on a piece, you're working through a piece and you're trying to meet your client's needs, you're also managing, your own emotional energy that you're pouring into this piece. How long does it usually take you from the moment that you like get through a project, whether it be a personal project that you're just working on, or B, something that you're executing on for a client?
Depending on how I feel, I'm not gonna lie to you. It depends on how I feel. I've recognized that about myself this year because I try to pay attention on how the timely I do things. And really depends on how I feel. If I'm feeling like I can get your painting done in the day in less than 2 hours, then that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll zoom through them. And it at one point it was like I could do 3 to 4 paintings at one time, and I
Wow.
could be like, okay, yeah, I could do this. Boom, 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 boom. Now it's like when I feel like I
Mm,
can do 3 or 4 paintings at one time, or it's how many hours can I actually put into this where I feel like I can do this, because sometimes I can do a painting and it'll take me probably 2 days. It just depends
mm,
on the feeling of what I feel like I want to do with that painting or not, because I know me, I want my paintings to represent my craft and how good I do things. So if I want this painting to come out good, I need to be in a good mood to for it to
right,
come
right.
out that way. Because if I'm not in a good mood, this paint gonna come out crappy as hell, and you ain't gonna like it, nor am I. And I'm not gonna sell it to you. So
I mean, that's real though. I think that's the difference. That's about like being in the field as a creative. It's like that work comes from our emotional state and mental state. So if we're
right,
not there, we're not in a certain place, you're not gonna get the same caliber of work.
right. And that's exactly why I try to give people like a long period of time. And when I tell people the stretch of when their painting will be done, because in that many a time, I could be got your painting done, but it just depends on the feeling of how I'm feeling, and then how many people I got, or what I'm doing here. And I'm not only doing my art, I'm a single mother, so I have to tend to my child as well. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a lot of things I have going on for me to get your painting done. But I know I'm gonna get it done, and I know it's gonna look good. And I'm not gonna give you just any old painting. Like, you're gonna get a good painting. So it
Mm-hmm.
just depends on how I'm feeling at the time.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. You have to balance a lot of stuff, especially, as a single mom, and I'm a
Yeah.
mom, and my kids have you the needs that need to be met minute by minute. And it's like being a parent and then trying to have a business and sustain and coach them and teach
Oh,
them and guide them, but also have a business. Like, yeah, I
I
totally get
almost
it.
canceled Christmas twice this year.
I feel you. I understand it. I understand it. Mine, I had to get onto mine. We had a couple of school issues. This virtual school is a little rough, and I was like, "Hey, y'all ain't got to tell me twice to save my money. Don't tell me twice.
Right.
You don't." Speaking of that, so I noticed that you've been doing some painting and sip karaoke type events, and kids events and everything. So how did you get into hosting these type of experiences and monetizing in that way?
Oh my gosh, people wanted them. People asked me. Actually, I want to say 2 years ago, I had did my first trap and paint. A lady reached out to me, and she was like, "Oh, I want you to host this trap and paint." Give and take, I wasn't really that social person to do this. Like, I wasn't really into being that socialite, but I understood that if I'm going to be in this business, I'm going to have to be social, and I'm going to have to actually get out there and show my face. It's not just the art. People want to see who you are as a person. So
Mm-hmm.
I started doing that when I seen how it was and how it was going. I was like, okay, I can do this myself. I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started hosting them, and I started getting more comfortable hosting them, little mini parties, little kid parties. Um, I ended up doing my own annual smoking paint party that I always have. I do it every year where they get a little bigger and bigger in size.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the COVID, I know it's kind of been hard trying to do the parties. So
Yeah.
I ended up creating paint packages for people so they can do them at home for themselves. At the date night packages, or you can do it as a group, whatever where they're doing at that time and they want to plan it. And it's been really successful.
Mm.
So it's kind of been helping me too because I ain't really had to go nowhere and deal with nobody. As far as just the fact that people still painting and doing them at home, and I'm still able to provide them with that, it's a good thing, and I'm happy I can still stay in business with that.
Yes.
So I know when COVID does, leave or whatever it's gonna do, I know they're gonna try to pick back up, and I know I am still gonna have a smoke and paint party regardless. It's just I'm gonna go against the rules always, but
Yeah.
just go ahead and do that. But yeah, they've been really good, and I've been having so much fun with people with those paint parties and meeting different people and
Mm-hmm.
just experiencing them. And I'm so, and it's interesting seeing that people are interested in doing those things like painting. They see how calming it is, and especially when they get like the drinking in them and the smoking in them with the grown-up ones, they are
They
really
lit.
enjoying it. So it's
Yeah.
nice to see that people can actually get a taste of what you do at home and what you do for a living. They can actually experience it for themselves, and they actually like it. So I'm glad it's a trend going on. So
Yeah, that's dope. Ride the wave. Now, on those paint packages that you're sending, are you like virtually? Are you like sending them a paint package and then like you're doing a Zoom call and walking them through it, or are they like doing following their own instructions and doing their own painting?
with mine, I let them go with their own flow. I don't do the virtual. I want them to actually just have fun with everybody in the room instead of just looking at me trying to teach them how to do it. I want them to get an insight of them being creative on their own. And I
Mm,
know like people are like, oh, we want you to teach us. I want y'all to do it on your own. Not just because, I don't want to teach you or anything. I don't mind, but
mm, mhm.
I want you to get a feel for yourself and be creative for yourself, especially if you're doing it with your partner, you and him, or you and the other people you got going on. Y'all can actually, just get a feel for like, okay, I'm painting this, or I'm gonna paint this blue, or mine gonna be like this. Cause you'd be
Mhm.
amazed how these people just be painting. They be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. They be so into it,
Mhm.
and that's the thing that you want. You want people to be into what they're doing. So
Mm.
I try to
I get
make it
that.
really fun and creative for them. And whatever they try to do, like I have the different varieties, like the sipping paint where it comes with wine and wine glasses, or the smoking paint where it comes with the ashtray and the swishers.
Okay.
Just make it fun for them so they'll
Mhm.
enjoy it more. I can't wait for
Okay.
Valentine's Day. So,
Okay. Yeah. Sales. Yeah. Got to know when your business is in season always. But
yes.
you might want to consider it. That could be a good tier package. So I'm always for like tiering things. Like this is the
Mhm.
bare minimum you can get. Like, hey, the bare minimum package you can get. I send you the materials. Next tier
Right.
for another $100. I
Right.
can do a session for you, one on
Mhm.
one, depending on how many people, and like scale from there. I mean, it's always a way to up that dollar.
Right, right, right. I'm gonna write that
Yeah, for real. I'll be like, look, so you can buy this solo package, or you can book
down.
some of my time as well. It's gonna be an additional $100 though, or whatever,
Right.
however you price it. But you never know. You never know. And I'm sure because customers are asking you for it, there's a demand for it. So they're gonna pay
Ye-
for it. You know.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
they are. They are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down, girl. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
it.
Valentine's Day coming up. Hey, get that money. Always.
Yes. Oh, I'm very excited. Let me tell you, Valentine's Day, I don't know what it is, but I strive. I'm like Cupid on wheels. And let me tell you, I love it. I love it. I guess it's just the erotic paintings that I painted, then the stuff that I have to offer, and me, I guess, having the experience of knowing what it's like in the love thing. I don't know. I just feel
Mhm.
like I am Cupid, and I'm ready to let everybody feel the love. Like, seriously,
Look,
it's crazy.
you could take that and run with that, like pouring a lot of, since that's a good season for your business, pouring a lot of marketing dollars and stuff
Yeah,
into that too. Like you could
yeah.
own that. I be calling
Yes,
myself the
yes,
Cupid of painting.
yes,
Something,
yes, yes. I
own
love
that.
it.
I
I
would
love it.
something.
I love it because I love how it can just. I've noticed that my paintings have bring more people together, especially the day night packages. They bring more people together,
Hmm.
and especially the paintings that I paint too. It brings more couples together, and it brings their minds to wondering and get them to into that side of them. And I'm
Right.
glad that I can kind of bring that out of them and bring that into their love life or whatever
Mhm.
thing they got going on. They like, I'm glad that I can kind of like bring that out of them and they like it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, that's a gift. That's a gift. Okay, so you do a lot of custom work. What
Mhm.
has been like one of your best experiences and one of your worst experiences creating custom pieces for a client? Like, has someone ever not appreciated your interpretation of their vision, or is that always usually really positive?
I think it's oh, I'm trying to remember. It's the ones that are very what's the word? Ooh, I can't think of the word. Lord. Um they're very strict on what they want. Like
Ah,
they
meticulous. Yeah.
yes, they have to have it a certain
Mhm.
way, and it's a good thing with them. It's a bad thing with them because the good thing about them is that it kind of helps me critique my own work because I know they ain't finna play when you see this, so I have to
Mhm.
make sure I'm on point. It helps me be on point more when I get a client like that because it helps me, stay on my toes more. Like I know this
Mhm.
client like all that they just painted around that this to be a certain way, and they're like they want that a certain way, and it just helps me be more on point with my customer service for one, and how I do my job and how I'm painting the painting.
Mhm.
Yeah, the ones that were took like they're nitpick. I've had to go back and try to fix a painting 5 times for a woman, and
Mhm.
I don't mind doing it. And I don't mind doing it, but it's just like a constant, like, okay, like I can't wait to get this over with. So I can get this
Yeah.
pain.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's just like, okay, I know if I can make you happy, then I can do I know I can do this job. And I know
Right.
if I can make those type of people happy, I don't mean to say those type of people, but I know if I can make them happy, then I know I can do this job. I know I can be like, okay, I can do the customer service and do the artwork at the same time. So
Right.
yeah, it's that's the challenge for me. They are the challenge, but I love them.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you think your representation as a painter, artist, creative impacts the Black community in your work?
My representation as being a black artist in my work, I feel like in my community, in Little Rock community, it gives people a better chance to see that I don't have to be no rapper. I don't have to be. I'm gonna say it like this. I don't have to be no rapper.
Mhm.
I don't have to be a basketball player. I don't have to be the stereotypical things that a lot of people see black people do, and
Mhm.
it's a different person. It's something different. I'm
Yeah.
painting, and it's crazy to me because I try to what's the word? I try to make myself more presentable for the people that are so in tune with the whole music industry and try to get them out of this so they can be more into other things because
Mhm.
if there are people that are into art but there are not enough people that are into art
Yeah.
and they don't see the benefit of what it has or what like the business it is, and it's crazy to me. I'll be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to break this out and let people know what's going on so they can take more of an interest to it, because I've noticed that a lot of people don't have an interest with it. And then here I am, I'm gonna say this too, here I am, me coming from Little Rock, and I'm in like I've tried to like I've listened to other artists, like I've been on Clubhouse and I've listened to other artists and how they've been talking. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'll be like, wow, like these people not like me at all. It's so different. Like it's so different. You hear them talk and you hear how they, talk about the art world, and then here I am coming in and I have my own way of doing things, and I'm trying to bring it out in a different way. Like I'm trying to bring sex and bring it out into my art so more people can grasp yourself into it, which is really something that I love to like do. I love to mix and incorporate them in it, but to actually just put that out there and try to mix it with it and mix it with the culture, the urban culture, and mix it with other things besides what they typically do with art, is kind of difficult, but I'm so happy that I get to try to do that, because that's what I want to do. I just want to try to show people that you don't have to be an artist in this type of way. People, I ain't gonna lie, kind of made me irritate a little bit when the girl in the Clubhouse said, "Oh, I want to see you like Nola." Nola, was it Nora?
Darling.
Yeah, and I was like, baby, that ain't me at all. I'm not Nola. I'm more of, I'm like Project Pat in Africa. Like, I want to be able to show you that. I don't want to be put in that category where I always have to love some Erykah Badu or some N.D.R.E. because that's not me. That's not how I portray my artwork. That's not how I portray myself. I'm not like that. I'm a Project Pack, 8-ball MJG type of girl, I
feel you.
So when you try to incorporate that with your artwork, people look at you like, what is you trying to do? But I'm glad it's been a positive feedback for me. I'm so happy it's been a positive feedback for me, because I'm able to grasp those people that are not really into art, that see me and they be like, and they see like, oh, okay, she like us, but she doing something totally different besides, what you basically see an artist do, they sip tea all that. I mean, I sip tea, but I like to drink a little Crown, every now and then, so.
And I'm laughing because I almost feel like it's this thing of us people from Little Rock, right? Because like I feel the same way, like, because I am an Erykah Badu and India.Arie chick, but I'm also a Project Pack, 8-ball MJG, chick, big millionaire, chocolate crew, underground, Mike Jones before he went mainstream. Like Boosie, all the ratchet stuff. Like that's a part of who I am too, and that's part of my taste, and that's a part of my craft as a writer. And I wouldn't have the unique voice I have as a writer.
Right.
Those experiences and that music. So I totally feel you on that. I always describe my characters like I'm too bougie for the hood folks, but I'm too hood for the bougie folks.
Right.
My spot. I don't have
right. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own doggone table.
I'm just out here. I'm
gonna make my own space, because I'm telling you, like, I can't just be characterized as just, if I said it right, characterized as just being that girl that just sips tea. That's just not me. I can't do that. And I know that's what they think. Like, well, I know I'm telling you, it kind of irritated me when she told me, but it was just like, wow, like that's what you think all artists should be, and it's not. I want you
Yeah.
to be comfortable. As an artist, you should be comfortable about who you are and the background that you come from. That's what makes your art your art. That's what makes it who you are as a person. So when I'm doing my art, I want you to feel where I'm coming from. I want you to feel the background that I'm coming from. That's why I get it from the people, because they are my background. They are the people
Right.
me the artist that I am. I came from this, so I'm gonna show you where I came from, so you can get a taste of who I am. And
Mhm.
that's what it's about. It's about. It's not just about you painting. I had to learn that too. It's not about just the painting. It's about the artist and who's painting it as well. People want to
Yes.
know more of the artist than they do want to know the painting, because they want to know where did the inspiration come behind? Who painted this? Who did this? Why did you paint this? They want
Yeah.
to know you. They want to see the person painting it, and I totally agree with that. So if a person see that I painted the MJG, A Bob MJG picture or Outcast picture, you know why? Because you see the background of where I came from,
Yeah.
and I want the personality of myself to show that as well. So I'm not gonna give you no sips tea with incense all the time. I'm
I
not.
feel you. I feel you. I feel you. And where we grew up, because we grew up in the same neighborhood for a little bit. Like that
Yeah.
ain't it wasn't all tea. It was some
No, tea.
some gunshots.
Right.
It was some
So I try to tell people that, and I guess that's why a lot of people can kind of relate to me too, and a lot of people be wondering like, how do you I know when I do be doing my smoking paint parties, they was like, the vendor, she was like, you got hood people and bougie people in the same area. I was like,
yes.
yeah, because that's what she wants to do. Like, I want people
Yes.
to be able to could like be in the same area with each other and like the same thing, because you can do other things besides being a rapper or doing this and that.
Mhm.
You can have
Mhm.
that same background but doing something different as a profession. Like,
Mhm.
I try to tell people that a lot, and I know here in Little Rock it's more of a music thing, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to break it into a whole art thing, to a whole art scene. So that's my goal and mission too as well down here. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think we'll get there. The Little Rock art scene has a long way to go, but I think it's come a long way too. Um,
Yes.
and
Yes.
there's a lot of growth that's happening there. A lot of people that are trying to, bring
Yes,
about more
that it
diversity in their
is.
cities. Yeah,
It
it's
is.
coming. It's
It is.
Little Rock folks, Arkansas in general, we always slow on stuff. We be a couple of years behind. But we gonna get there. We'll
We're
get
gonna get there. We'll get there. We'll get there, and I can't wait till we get there, because
yeah.
it's gonna be so cool that people can actually experience that and be different and experience different people, because I feel like
Mhm.
we're more trying to be the same, and if more people try
Yeah.
to be different and running their own paths, it'll go be more better for people. It'll be a lot more going on, but hey,
Yeah,
different.
I like to think that that's a global mental shift that we are having as a Black collective, is that we don't all have to be these particular things. We don't
Right.
all have to be athletes, rappers, singers,
To
dancers
make it
to make
right.
it. We can do other things, and also we don't all have to, follow the same path. You don't have to like what I do. I like just like I remember when, I was in school, we was still clowning niggas for like an anime. Like we was clowning these niggas and you running down the hall like Naturo, whatever, Goku and shit. Like we was still clown, but now it's shifted and it's cool. My kids love anime. My kids love anime,
Right. They
and
love it.
everybody, and that was the thing, and I think it's just, but we're moving out of that mentality that like we always, I feel like we're always fighting against the narrative that we're a monolith, but in the same breath, we make
Right.
statements that align with that idea that we are a monolith. Like we'll
Right.
say, oh, you can't stereotype our Black people, we're different. Then we'll turn around and say, oh, well,
Right.
Black people don't do X, and it's like, what? No, we pick a struggle. Pick a struggle now. We can't. No, we have culture. We do have culture, yes, but also we can be very different. and
Yeah.
different things. And so I'm glad that there's finally a shift that seems to be happening about that. And hopefully we'll see a lot more expansive roles and representation in the media of these different types of creatives.
Right.
So
I
one,
can.
yes. So one thing I wanted to touch on, I know you kind of talked about celebrities, and I know we talked like briefly in the past about your experience, like getting paintings to these celebrity artists that you paint for, like K.R.I.T, and having to get backstage and just kind of, I know we talked about like that vixen image you have to put on sometimes just to reach these people and get in these rooms. Can you talk a little bit about that experience?
Let me tell you, it's a vixen thing, and it's also the determination and the risk thing. Um, I'll say it's a termination and risk thing because I never told, like, I don't tell people that when I tried to give Big K.R.I.T or Bankroll Freddie, because I gave him a painting too. When I tried to give people paintings, I took risks to do this. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I know I didn't have my ID and I couldn't get in the club. I tried to sneak and give my sister's ID, and she was going right in the club like with me. So, and then having to take that big old painting with me, it's a large painting, and I'm going in elevations. And I know a lot of people don't know about elevations. Some people do.
It's a closet. It's a closet. You can turn around. You get your drink, turn around, go to the bathroom.
So just imagine me being this tiny girl in this with some heels on, holding this big ass picture, trying to get this man's attention, and people cuss me out in the back, talking about put that shit down. We're trying to run the man. And I'm still like, bro, I'm not listening to none of them. I'm like, man, we gonna see this damn pain because I done did this. I done went through hell trying to get up in there. They wouldn't let me in.
Right.
No. Finally, I remember DJ Blue. He pointed me out. He said, "Put the pitch down. You finna come backstage. You go come." I was like, oh. He said, "Just wait right there." I was like, "Thank you." I'm trying to get myself together, and I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna put this in there. At the time too, I was just now getting my mouth fixed, so I did not have any teeth in my mouth at the time. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I didn't have any teeth in my mouth. I was bald at the mouth, but I did it to the point where you couldn't tell, but you could. But I was bald at the mouth.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Now, I can't let this fly. Why did you not have no teeth, Nel?
Because at the time, I'm gonna let y'all know, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. At the time, I was getting my teeth fixed. I'm getting my teeth fixed. And in the insurance, they wouldn't let my teeth go all the way through, and I couldn't get the rest. I couldn't get them finished, getting done. So I went a whole year without teeth. A whole year without teeth.
So how are you functioning? Like what? This is blowing my mind. Like what?
Yes. People. I'm telling you, at the time, and this is people don't know this. I'm finna give y'all free game. You can get free dental insurance from the government, y'all. And I got my teeth done. And at the time when I got them done, I don't know what I had did when I got it reinstated with paperwork, but they told me I couldn't get my teeth done anymore. Like, I lost it. So I'm in the middle of the process of getting my teeth done, and I can't get any teeth in my mouth because of something that happened. And now I have to go a whole year without teeth. So, and this is the start and the pop-up of my career of being an artist. So I'm having to do different stuff, be in different people's face. Oh, yes. This is what I'm telling people. Don't understand the risk and what I had to go through with this. Like, yes, I'm being real. I'm keeping it real. Life experience.
Oh,
yes. So,
oh my God.
At the Big K.R.I.T concerts, I was bald at the mouth.
Oh my
God.
God.
I had to build the courage to talk to this man and talk to him with teeth out of my mouth.
Oh my, yeah, that was definitely some courage. K.R.I.T is in my top 3 favorite rappers. So I would have been a whole mess.
In my mind, we go together. So
Right.
just imagine how I felt.
Oh my God. No.
I was cute, but I ain't had no teeth in my mouth.
Look, you know what? One day, my words, mark my words, listeners. I'm gonna get Crit on this show, and I'm gonna tell him this story. I'm gonna tell him this story. It can happen. It can happen. I got some connects in the music industry. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna make it known.
Because I want you to know how determined I was to see you get K.R.I.T. That's how determined I was to give you that picture. Like there was no doubt in my mind. I was gonna miss this opportunity. Like seriously, there was no doubt in my mind I was gonna miss this opportunity.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
determination.
That's I did that.
Heart. That's thug. You real out here. Because I don't know if I would have been at the house. You real. I was not ready for this story. I'm trying not to cry because I don't want makeup around. My God. I was not prepared for this.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all because I like to keep it real. A lot of people don't want to keep it real and they want to give you something fake. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Y'all, I went and I seen Big K.R.I.T, my crush, the man I think is my husband, with no teeth in my mouth, and I gave him that picture, and I was so happy because I got in front of everybody that was waiting, and I got to meet this man, and I was so happy. That was the biggest flex of the year. I was so happy I got to do that. I didn't even care that I didn't have teeth in my mouth. I forgot I didn't.
Yeah. I feel you. I would be stoked to meet him and Kendrick. Kendrick is like my favorite all-time rapper ever. If I met Kendrick, I don't care if I had no teeth in one eye. I've been up there like, hey, Kendrick. Look at the mess. Oh my God. Oh Lord.
You have to be so. That's why I try to tell people, if you're gonna be doing something, if you're going to be in the business period doing anything, the determination and the risk you take, it will determine how far you get. Because if you know you want this, you're going to do anything, well, not anything, but you're going to do the necessities to get to where you need to go.
Yeah,
and you
absolutely.
You have to do, regardless if you got to look a mess meeting somebody that you know you're going to look a mess with, but you know the exposure is going to give you, and you know what it's going to do for you if you do it. So I try to tell people that, like, go after it, make their risks. I did the same thing when I tried to meet Bankroll Freddie, and I tell you that I went and did a hair show with my sister in Alabama. He was going to be in Alabama, and his manager had asked me, we're real cool. His manager had asked me if I could help him take the money at the door. And I was like, yes, because I can give him his picture. And so I was like, okay, cool. At the time, too, right at the moment when I got through talking to him, my phone broke. And I was like, are you serious? No. Yes. And this is the same night that I had to be at my sister's hair show. Not the same night. That next morning I knew I had to be at a hair show to help her. So I was like, dang, am I going to go and do this without a phone, or am I going to stay here and just wait? I went and did it anyway. And I went in a whole nother state with no phone. Stayed there, was the little rep and everything, and gave him his picture. And wow, I was so happy to do that too, because it was just like, I know me, I know I'm gonna like make those certain type of risks in order to, get this type of exposure, or get this type of exposure that I need, for my business. And that's just what I feel like I had to do now. Everybody ain't got to do that, but I just know the extent and the level that I had to go through and what I went through to do what I had to do. So, yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah,
I feel that. You did what you had to do. Ultimate, probably hands down, best story of determination we have heard. Best one so far. Got to be.
Determined. I was very determined. I'm telling you, I did a lot of things that year without teeth. So yes.
Had to make it work. Yes. You gotta do what you had to do. That's that Little Rock mentality. We gotta get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud. Seriously. Inventing everything, doing it. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It gave me a whole nother type of strength too. So yes.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes.
All right. So as we get ready to get out of here, what are some actionable steps that you would tell aspiring creatives who are looking to get into painting or just being an artist, period? What would you tell them?
Actionable steps is take the steps to start painting. If you're not painting, stop being lazy, because I know that's a lot of artists' problem is they get lazy and they get stuck and like, oh, I'm gonna do it today, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I'm gonna do it. No, do it. Go ahead and do it, because once you start doing it, you're gonna keep doing it, and you're gonna see where, oh, I did this one painting, I'm gonna work on this next one. You're just getting the groove of it. And other thing I gotta say is, it might get hard, especially being a starving artist, because the true meaning of a starving artist is a meaning. Like, you're gonna go through it, especially if you want to do this full time. You're gonna go through some things where you might do a painting and you don't even get paid for it because the person don't even want it, especially starting off. Because I dealt with that, and you're like, dang, well, how am I gonna pay for this or how I'm gonna pay for that? And I know a lot of people go to work in a second job or work in another job, and that's cool, but don't let that deteriorate you from your main job of what you're trying to do. Use that job to finance your other job. You know what I'm saying? Your job that you're trying to go after. So I say, go after what you want, be determined on what you want to do, and take risks, because you never know where it will lead you at all. So yes.
Might leave you standing in front of your favorite artist with no
your husband to be, Lord. Your husband to be.
But you made it. You made it. You met him. He already got your painting somewhere, so you already got your tag. I be hitting him up on Twitter like, hey, you know you got that painting. I just want to see my painting looking on your wall.
I'm telling you, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. Mark my words. I am going to be working with celebrities very soon. Mark my words.
You will.
I'm saying, I'm claiming it. Yes, I'm claiming it. I'm saying this. Saying this to everybody out there. I know this is going to be worldwide. Nel P Arts, will be working with celebs in painting. So be ready and be on the lookout.
Boom. Boom. And it's done.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, Nel. So where can people reach you to follow your creative journey and catch up with you once you marry the Big K.R.I.T?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Nel P Arts _. You can also follow me on Facebook, Nel P Arts, and you can also catch my website that is coming to be launched. Was going to be launched January the 5th. www.nelpartsbigcartel.com, and I'll be having new artwork for the new year. So I want y'all to take a look at that, because I'm going to be doing some really, really dope pieces. And I'm going to really just be challenging myself more, so y'all can see what I have thrown to the table, because y'all ain't seen them yet. So y'all see it.
I haven't seen nothing yet, y'all. So by the time this airs, her site will be up. Make sure you visit it. I'm going to drop the link in the show notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be in the comments below. Thank you.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much.
We got to catch up.
Yes.
Thanks for watching Blackxecutive. Join the conversation in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe. You can find a full list of all available podcast episodes on blackxecutive.com or wherever you stream. Until next time, keep aspiring to inspire.